We now come to the end of today's webinar, and we would now request Professor Uday Desai to kindly summarize the day's proceedings and give us an overview of key takeaways and conclusions from this webinar. Professor Desai is currently associated with TSTSI as a strategy consultant, where he is guiding us on the R&D and academia engagement strategy specifically too. He's been the founding director of Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, and is currently the professor emeritus at the same place. He's also serving as a vice chair of the 1M2M steering committee. Over to you, Professor Desai.
Okay. So, thank you very much, Bindu, for that opportunity to give some concluding remarks. As an academician, I prefer not to do any summary. Okay, it is like telling what people have told, and in my words, which would be inappropriate. I think people have done a fantastic job. So at the outset, I would like to thank all the panelists, the expert panelists, both from India and from ITU. And it has been actually a very educative and interesting webinar, workshop that we have had. And I think both sides have learned a lot about what is going on. The way I look at it is, this is a great topic. Digital innovation today is what drives the world, and of course, India. Citizens of India have benefited immensely from digital initiatives of Government of India, Indian industries, and Indian corporates. I think industries also have implemented a lot. Perhaps those are not widely known in the broad Indian segment. As was outlined by Vivek Raghavan, India's stack has played a very key role in India's digital development. It has strengthened inclusivity and also equity. Vivek did point about that, and a lot more work is going on, and we are hopeful that it will really be, it is already a unique thing in the world, but it will become even more impressive as time goes on. Of course, we must not forget the impact of wireless communication that is there in India, both mobile telephony and internet. None of these things like the India stack and others will make an impact unless we have internet, and that too internet on mobile telephony. Digital innovations are going on in India at a very fast pace. The latest one is the formation of 24 cyber physical systems hubs by Department of Science and Technology, which are expected to make a huge impact in days to come. I won't elaborate on CPS. We have a highly educated audience and panel, and they all know what CPS is. But this is going to make a huge difference, and the total commitment from Government of India is approximately rupees 3,600 crores. Loosely, it's about $500 million over a span of 5 years. There are two other major digital initiatives which are in the offing, and this can change the spectrum of digital innovation in India dramatically. One is on artificial intelligence. This will be by MeitY, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. I think it should be happening very soon. The other one is on quantum computing, which again will be by DST. Okay. At the same time, we have already started working on 6G. DOT is actively involved in it. MeitY is involved. Academia is also involved in it. So if you put all these together, the path for digital innovation in the country is extremely bright, extremely challenging, and a lot of interesting things can happen. I must mention that there are digital innovations taking place in manufacturing and smart cities. In today's deliberation, smart cities did come up for discussion at various points. Okay, but what we shouldn't forget is manufacturing. India is making a big thrust in manufacturing with Make in India and various other initiatives, and digital innovations there are taking place at tremendous pace. Digital innovations are also taking place in India in fabless chip design. Okay, in recent times, India has developed their own high-end processor, Shakti from IITM and Ajit from Shakti from IITM and Ajit from IIT Bombay, and also 5G compliant SoC for NB-IoT from IIT Hyderabad. If all goes well, India may soon have its own high-end fab. A lot of talks are going on. I think it's a huge investment, and I'm sure my colleagues at DOT are quite aware of what is happening. And I think we are quite optimistic that in time to come, a digital fab will come up. Now, when you put all this together, you can see the thrust, the amount of resources, both human resources and financial resources and infrastructure resources that the government is putting in promoting digital innovation. One thing I'd like to mention, and this is a personal belief, others may share it, digital innovations cannot take place in isolation. Co-creation is a need of the hour. ITU just mentioned that in one of the opening remarks out here, and I think that is very important to be cognizant about. In this context, collaboration with ITU will help accelerate digital innovation. In particular, I believe Look East policy or Look Asia Pacific can bring huge dividends. This webinar, I mean, this is something I actually worked on as a director of IIT Hyderabad. We have had tremendous collaboration with Japan. And I think the Japanese collaboration has been one of the best things that happened to IIT Hyderabad. So I am a big proponent of Look East policy. This webinar is, in my opinion, just the beginning. We have a long way to go. The path ahead is both challenging and also it is very exciting. And in a collaborative model, I think we can really make big inroads and make a huge impact broadly in the domain of digital world, which encompasses everything that I mentioned earlier. With these not so few words, we all look forward to accelerated digital innovations in India and in a co-creation mode. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And at the end, I must thank Ms. Bindu for a fantastic organization of this webinar. For once, we are dot on time. As per my clock, it is 12:29, and this was supposed to end at 12:30. Congratulations, Bindu. Thank you very much, all.
Thank you very much, Professor Desai, for showing the path ahead and the opportunities, especially the opportunity for India and the Asia Pacific region to collaborate. Co-creation for leveraging, for accelerating digital innovation, I think is the need of the hour. Thank you very much for that, for those messages, Professor Desai. With this, we come to the end of the first webinar in this series. The next webinar on focusing on digital financial services is scheduled tentatively in end September, and details of that webinar would be hosted on the website, on the TSGSI website soon. So thank you very much to all the attendees who have participated in today's webinar, and hope to see you in the next webinar series too. Thank you very much, and namaste. Bye-bye.